All right. I think we're good. Let's hear everybody try that.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Good Shabbos. Shabbat Shalom. So glad we are here for Shabbat under the stars, not under a tent, not under a ceiling. We are at Shabbat under the stars. Tonight we'll have stars come up probably in T minus, what do you think, 50 minutes?
Maybe.
I think we'll hit it.
I think.
We'll hit
Yeah.
it. We'll hit it. It'll be great. I came across a teaching by Rabbi Mordechai Kaplan this week, who is a 20th century Jewish philosopher and thinker and kind of like essentially like thought provoker of what it means to live in a varied community in Judaism, and has been credited with founding Reconstructionist Judaism. He teaches that an artist cannot be continually wielding a brush. An artist must stop painting at times to freshen their vision. Living is also an art. We dare not become so absorbed in its technical processes that we lose our consciousness of its general plan. Shabbat represents those moments when we pause in our brushworks so that we can renew our vision. Having done so, we take ourselves to our painting with clarified vision and renewed energy. And to me, that just epitomizes what Shabbat actually is. It's a chance to renew our vision. It's a chance to take a break, give us a chance to breathe from whatever wildness we encountered this week, give us a place to sit, and give us a place to dwell and just be. This is Shabbat, and I pray that we'll just have that moment just to be tonight. Hine matov, how good it is and how pleasant it is that we're able to be together. This can be found on page 10 of our Siddur. It comes from the Psalms.
Hine ma tov u'manayim, shevet achim gam yachad. 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 Share with you a poem. It's entitled What I'll Do Today. Mary Oliver once asked, "What do you plan to do with your one and precious life?" I don't know. I don't know what I'll do with my one wild and precious life, but today I'll enjoy being alive. I'll open the window and feel the wind blow through. I'll turn off my phone and find peace in the unknown. I'll thank God for grace and linger a little longer after she kisses my face. During the day, I'll sit beneath the glow of the sunshine, and at night, pour a little more wine. I'll even write a few lines that don't rhyme. Today, I'll be my full self. I'll be me. Today, I can only be me. And today, like Jim Valvano once said, there are 3 things everyone should do every day: laugh, think, and have your emotions move you to tears. And that's what I'll do today. That's what I'll do with my one wild and precious life. May we live this Shabbat, our wild and precious Shabbat. Yes, we get it every week, but this week will be unlike last week and nothing like next week. And may this Shabbat bring you laughter, thoughtfulness, and time to think, time to be with your emotions, and just be. I think that's it. Just be. Join together on page 10 with Yedid Nefesh. And here we go. It's here. Yedid Nefesh, Av HaRachaman, Av HaRachaman, Meshochavtecha El Retzonecha, El Retzonecha. Yarutz Avdecha Kemo Ayam Yishtachave El Mul Hadarecha. Yedid Nefesh Av HaRachaman,
our next prayer, Lecha Dodi, it's a chance to, we greet the Shabbat bride. We metaphorically bring Shabbat into our midst. And this idea of greeting, Likrat Shabbat, when we greet Shabbat, it's also a chance to remind us that we can greet one another too. So in a enjoyable Leobek fashion, I'll invite us to turn to a neighbor, especially if it's someone you don't know or haven't met before. Wish them a Shabbat Shalom, introduce yourself, and then we'll come back together in song. Page 20.
Let's do that again. Lecha Dodi, Likrat Kala, B'nei Shabbat, Nikabela. Lecha Dodi, Likrat
We'll turn in our Sidurim to page 28 for our Baruch. We'll stay standing.
Ya la 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 la, 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 ya la 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 la.
We'll turn the page 30. In the middle in English, I'll invite us to recite together. Blessed are you, Adonai our God, ruler of the universe, who speaks the evening into being, skillfully opens the gates, thoughtfully alters the time and changes the seasons, and arranges the stars in their heavenly courses according to plan. You are creator of day and night, rolling light away from darkness and darkness from light, transforming day into night and distinguishing one from the other. Adonai Tzivaot is your name, ever-living God. May you reign continually over us into eternity. Blessed are you, Adonai, who brings on evening. Baruch atah Adonai, Hama'ariv Aravim. Page 33 at the top. As you taught Torah, to those whose names I bear, teach me Torah too. Its mystery beckons, yet I struggle with its truth. You meant Torah for me. Did you mean the struggle for me too? Don't let me struggle alone. Help me to understand, to be wise, to listen, to know. Lead me into the mystery. Baruch atah Adonai, Ohev Amo Yisrael. On page 34, our Shema, we'll just take a couple seconds just to breathe. If we want to close our eyes or lower our gaze, we can do so. Just to find ourselves in the Shema moment.
Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך, ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך, ובלכתך בדרך, ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אדוני אלוהיכם אמת.
The good in us will win. The good in us will win over all the wickedness, over all the wrongs we have done. We will look back at the pages of written history and be amazed. And then we will laugh and sing, and the good that is in us, children in their cradles, will have won. Our hearts beat with certainty that there is a day and an hour and a mountain called Zion, and that all of the sufferings will gather there and become song, ringing out into every corner of the earth from end to end, and the nations will hear it. And like the caravans in the desert, will all to that morning throng. Mi Chamocha can be found on page 40. We'll sing together.
Who is like you, Adonai? Who is like you,
On our supplemental pages, which could be found inserted into your prayer book, you can find our prayer Hashkivenu in the bottom right corner of the front page. Hashkivenu is our prayer for when evening comes. We can already start to see that it's getting a little darker in our outdoor chapel, that the lights are seemingly brighter, even though actually it's the same amount of lumens as it was 30 minutes ago. It's actually just getting darker. And Hashkivenu we sing at night in hopes that we can wake up to a morning full of good health and full of joy, everything that we need. Hashkivenu is our prayer of comfort.
Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu Lishalom, Lishalom, V'ha'amitenu Malkeinu L'chaim, Ufros aleinu sukat shlomecha, Ufros aleinu sukat shlomecha. Amen. Shelter us beneath thy wings, O Adonai. Guard us from all harmful things, O Adonai. Keep us safe throughout the night, till we wake with morning's light. Teach us, God, wrong from right. Amen.
Amen. Our Amidah can be found on page 46. This is our standing prayer of being closest to the divine, to God, to any sort of greater source that we need in this moment right now. The first few prayers we'll do together through the prayer Kedusha, and following that, it'll be an opportunity to just pray whatever is on the page or whatever is in your heart, whatever is in your mind silently, and we'll be finished when we will be seated when we are finished. I'll invite us to rise on page 46 as we are able, and we'll join together.
Adonai sefatai tiftach ufi yagid tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu v'Elohei avotenu ve'imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Velohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, גומל חסדים טובים, וקונה הכל, וזוכר חסדי אבות ואימהות, ומביא גאולה לבני בניהם, למען שמו באהבה. מלך עוזר ומושיע ומגן, ברוך אתה אדוני, מגן אברהם ועזרת שרה. אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, מחיי הכל אתה, רב להושיע, מוריד הטל. מכלכל חיים בחסד, מחיי הכל ברחמים רבים, סומך נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר. מי כמוך בעל גבורות, ומי דומה לך, מלך ממית ומחיה, ומצמיח ישוע, ונאמן אתה להחיות הכל. ברוך אתה אדוני, מחיי הכל. אתה קדוש ושמך קדוש, וקדושים בכל יום יהללוך סלה. ברוך אתה אדוני, האל הקדוש. Come to sing a song about hope. I'm not inspired much right now, but even so, I came out here to sing a song, so here I go. I guess I think that if I tinker long enough, one might appear, and look, it's here. One verse is done, the work's begun. come to sing a song about hope. In spite of everything ridiculous and sad, though I'm beyond belief depressed, confused, and mad, well, I got dressed. I underestimated how much that would take. I didn't break. I sing of hope and don't know how. So maybe I can substitute strength because I'm strong. I'm strong enough. I got through lots of things I didn't think I could. And so did you. I know that's true. And so we sing a song about hope. Though I can't guarantee there's something real behind it, I have to try to show my children I can find it. And so today, when life is crazy and impossible to bear, it must be there. Fear never wins. That's what I hope. See, I said hope. The work begins.
Shabbat Shalom. Typically, the summer spent before a first year of college or a first year of graduate school is a summer of freedom and travel and merriment before the student hits the books in August or September. However, when June arrives for first-year rabbinical and cantorial students at the Hebrew Union College, they jet set off to the holy city of Jerusalem to spend their first year of seminary learning Jewish texts and ancient and modern Hebrew and the prayers of our people. I recall my first week in Jerusalem. I had the privilege of auditioning to become part of a musical collective and Jewish community called Nava Tehillah, which is perhaps most popularly known for having produced their Oseh Shalom Bimromav, Oseh Shalom Bimromav, that we sing all the time here at Leobeck Temple. I greatly enjoyed my time singing with these sacred songmakers. They called themselves the Levites, which in ancient biblical tradition, the Levites were the ones who made the sacred music at the time. During our first rehearsal, this was my first week moving to Jerusalem, I remember meeting a man named Micah. And Micah also sang, and he played percussion with the Levites. And he wasn't just there for the year. I sensed that he had lived there. I was immediately taken by his musicality and musicianship. He could pick up nearly any instrument you give him, and he could play it beautifully. And he was one of those tenors who could easily hit a high B in his chest voice, but with a tone that made you think he wasn't hitting it. When I had the brief chance to get to know him, schmoozing after a rehearsal, I learned that he was from Washington, D.C., and that he attended Yale and sang in and served as music director for the Whiffenpoofs, our country's oldest collegiate a cappella group. Micah is humble and talented. It was not until a few weeks later when our cohort mates and I were matched with. We had volunteer community projects that we were essentially required to serve throughout the year, and it ended up being a really incredible blessing. One of my cohort mates, who's now a cantor, was speaking about her volunteer project and how she felt like her mentor was just a really wonderful fit. This guy who went to Yale, and he was a talented vocalist, and he was originally from DC, where she was from. And I said, wait, do you mean Micah? I just met Micah. What's your project? I realized at the time, I actually didn't know how Micah was spending his time in Jerusalem. She explained her work under Micah's leadership. And since 2012, Micah served as the founder and artistic director, and still does, of this incredible nonprofit organization called the Jerusalem Youth Chorus. It's a choral and dialogue program for Palestinians and Israelis of East and West Jerusalem. And what they do is they essentially co-create music, and they share stories, and they travel around the world, and they empower communities and singers to essentially create peace and equality and coexistence. One of their most recent creations, it's called A Different Way. It has their Palestinians and Israelis singing together, of course, right now, on the challenges of living through war amongst their peoples. The first verse says, "They say it's win or lose. They say it's do or die. But when the day is done, what will be left behind? Only you and me, with our futures intertwined. We live within the wars. We feel each other's pain. Because of you, I know we must choose a different way." Sung in Hebrew, Arabic, and English. Members of the Jerusalem Youth Chorus, mostly high school students, do not all share the same opinions. They regularly engage in difficult conversations about their opinions because they know that they share the same future in the same homeland. I was able to witness this magic firsthand in a workshop with the Jerusalem Youth Chorus a number of years ago, and you might have recently stumbled across their work from their recent performance on America's Got Talent that aired just a few weeks ago. This message of the Jerusalem Youth Chorus, which came back to me, it brings me hope in a time when I think I really need it. When so many Israelis and Palestinians alike are barking narratives without listening to those of the other, and when Jewish Americans of all walks of life cannot speak about issues of the day because it's too emotionally taxing. Singing together, the motive of the Jerusalem Youth Chorus, or making music together, or listening to music together, just as simple as that, in my experience, can be a radical act. It can be the first step toward building a relationship. Music, the notion of music in general, is profoundly sacred in our Jewish tradition. In early Breshit, in early Genesis, one of the descendants of Cain, his name is Yuval, which means stream, like a river stream. But it's written that because he was the father of all who grasp a lyre and a lute. In essence, Yuval was the creator of all musical instruments. And his name was Yuval, his name was Stream, because they thought that he was the stream upon which music waded from history all the way to the future. I want to express this simple phenomenon tonight. Music can grant us the ability and the courage to experience hope when we need it. To look toward our past with comfort, and despite all odds, to look toward a future full of dreams. Music allows us to embody the entirety of our emotional capacities: joy, sorrow, melancholy, It can help us fuel anger and sometimes hope too, even if it moves the needle 1 degree. This phenomenon is both vividly present and secretly weaved within words of Torah in so many of our stories. One of the secrets can be found tonight as the Israelites prepare. They are on the cusp of entering the promised land. We read about a woman. We actually just read essentially one phrase, one line. Her name is Serach bat Asher, Serach, the daughter of Asher. She's the granddaughter of our patriarch Jacob. Serach is Jacob's only named granddaughter in all of Torah. And we read of Serach actually a few more times throughout Torah. One of the most powerful moments is in the book of Genesis, when Serach's name is listed among many, many, many names of others who joined Jacob down his journey to Egypt. Serach holds deep ancestral knowledge. She advises the heads of the Israelite community that Moses is a true prophet, and she knows where Joseph, our ancestor, where his bones are held. So Serach is someone not only who is able to look toward the past and recall and hold on to history with Joseph's bones, Serach is also able to recognize that there is a future of prophetic leadership and justice and hope. Contemporary biblical scholar Aviva Zornberg notes that it was Serach who conveyed to Jacob that his son, Joseph, was still alive in Egypt. And the most interesting part about it is it was not through words. She did not speak to Jacob that his son was still alive. She did it through song. Zornberg writes that Serach sets the words of unbearable desire to the music of longing and recollection. She teaches that through the power of music, Serach transforms this really unbearable news to an emotion of yearning. Through music, Serach provides Jacob with an experience of healing when he needs it. Music can help us resurface recollections of days past. Maybe a time when we were overcome with emotion or wonder or awe, if we can imagine, if we heard a band play that we had been waiting for a very long time, if we can put ourselves in a position like that. Or if we can ever imagine if there's ever been a time where we heard the LA Phil play in that just perfect place. Or if you ever played an album on a speaker system in your home. Or if you listened to a piano classic when you really needed to. We don't need to go far or expel resources to use music as a tool that can bring us hope. We can connect with much of it at the click of a button. I think one of the best ways that can fuel hope is communal singing. I think the irony in that we can connect with music with just a click of a button is that it makes it all the harder to find hope in music these days. It's not easy and it's not simple. Music is an ineffable force that we cannot touch, we cannot see it, we cannot feel it. Finding hope in music sometimes can feel unnatural. It can take a level of intentionality, or, for lack of a better word, mindfulness. It is not easy to tap into a mindset that can bring us to a place of connection to that which is greater than ourselves, or a place of connection that allows us to open up and embody a conversation with someone else. Perhaps, God forbid, we disagree with them. My hope tonight is that we can take one step forward toward something that would otherwise be challenging for us. If music isn't your thing, maybe I invite us to tap into a part of yourself or a part of your heritage that has a little piece of music in it and get curious. If communal singing is uncomfortable, maybe try humming along with a chorus of a song in the near future. See how it feels. No one will hear you. Only you will hear. The Jerusalem Youth Chorus recently sang a song written by Philip Phillips. It's called Home. And it's a song that longs for a comfortable and safe environment following any difficult situation. The 20 or so members of the Jerusalem Youth Chorus, they're young folks from all different backgrounds, and they're all wearing these jackets that feature a peace dove. It's their logo, it's on their jackets. And as they're wearing these jackets with this peace dove, they're singing this song, and it says, "Settle down, it will all be clear. Don't pay mind to the demons because they fill you with fear. The trouble is they might drag you down. If you get lost, you can always be found. Just know you're not alone because I'm going to make this place your home." It's we who make our home what we want it to be. May our home be filled to the brim with song. May our home be filled to the brim with hope, and may it be filled to the brim with us. Shabbat Shalom.
And as we do every Shabbat, we use song to express that need for healing, be it of mind, of body, of spirit, for ourselves, for those in our lives who need that healing. So we'll join together in the middle of page 253. And I'll invite you to share with us names of anyone you're thinking of today who could use that song, that music in their life. Start over here. We'll link all of those names together and join in our prayer for healing, middle of page 253, or Misha Berach. Misha Berach Avotenu Mikor HaBracha Leimotenu. May the source of strength, who blessed the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen. Mishe Berach Imotenu Mekor HaBracha Lavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen.
Our concluding service can be found on page 282 with the Aleinu. In all the ways that we're able, body and spirit, I'll invite us to rise.
עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם. ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. Page 287. ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו אחד ושמו אחד ושמו אחד.
Words to prepare for Kaddish Yatom can be found at the top of page 290. Why should I wish to see God better than this day? I see something of God in each hour of the 24, and each moment then. In the faces of men and women, I see God, and in my own face, in the glass. I find letters from God dropped in the street, and everyone is signed by God's name. And I leave them where they are, for I know that wheresoever I go, others will punctually come forever and ever. As we recite Kaddish Yatom this evening, we especially remember Lauren Simon Bronstein, daughter of Diane and Neil Simon, niece of Cantor Patty Linsky and David Rubin, whom death has taken from us recently. We link her name with Robert Burney, Don Bowers, Dorothy Corwin, Arnold Desser, Harry Gerber, Francis Gilbert, Diane Hockman, Roberta Howard, Ellie Kaufman, Bernice Kurt, John Lappin, Joyce Leance, Rose Levin, Hyman Lieber, Annie Loshak, Martin Molotnik, Noreen Nye, Max Ozdoby, Blanche Pizer, Josh Prego, Robert Rausch, Sidney Butch William Schumann Jr., Herbert Silverman, Marty Sklar, Carolyn Pearl Sklar, Esther Smith, Alan Stein, David Stein, Max Stern, Bessie Stern, Adam Carl Weil, Gloria Weinberg, Gary Zimmerman. If there are others whom you are holding on this Shabbat, or if I mispronounce the name of your loved one, I'll invite you to share their names with our community. Mourner's Kaddish can be found on page 294. We'll rise together. יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה. בעלמא דברה חירותך וימליך מלכותך. בחייכון וביומכון ובחיי דכל בית ישראל. בעגלה ובזמן קריב ואמרו אמן. יהי שמי רבה מברך לעולם ולעלמי עלמיה. יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא. ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי תקודשה בריחו. לעילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה, תושבחתה ונחמתה, דאמירן בעלמא ואמרו אמן. יהי שלמה רבה מן שמיה, בחיים עלינו ועל כל ישראל, ואמרו אמן. עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ועל כל יושבי תבל, ואמרו amen. May the one who creates peace and comfort and hope in the realms above bring us that peace and comfort and hope on this Shabbat. We'll say together, amen.
Say shalom b'romav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu. Oh, say shalom b'romav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu. Oh, say shalom b'romav. Shalom aleinu, Yaseh shalom, Yaseh shalom, Shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, Yaseh shalom, Yaseh shalom, Shalom aleinu ve'al kol
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.